Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of day you're watching this. Thank you for doing so. I'm Nelson, the founder of 360 Degree Ministries, but love of Christ must come full circle. And this week we're going to talk about generational curses one last time because it's the conclusion. So let's talk about what we talk. Let's talk about what this whole unit was. So kind of the unit at a glance in a nutshell, whatever cliche you want to use. So we started out by defining it because why would we even be talking about it? Um, so a generational curse, according to this unit, was a spiritual principality from our link to our familial heritage, that part of our identity that binds us in such a way that we can't follow the top part of our identity, being made in God's image and likeness. And it puts us under a fundamental spiritual disadvantage. So in this fundamental spiritual disadvantage, we don't have just our own sin, but we have the sin that we inherited. And that was the second week. It was inherited versus inherent sin. Romans 3:23 said we all fall short, right? Well, there you go. But whether we are falling short because of something we did or something we are falling short because something we inherited to compel us to do other things, well, those aren't exactly the same, and the mechanism to overcome one is not exactly the same. And then the next week we talked about like how a lot of the times that those of us who are suffering with generational curses don't even know it and don't know to communicate that to the next generation. Like we use the topological examples of Adam and David. So, we talked about how Cain killed Abel, and Adam was original sin, but everything the scripture implies and the evidence points to Adam never having that conversation with his sons, and that was the outcome. When you pass on that sin nature, you get chaos in the next generation on some level. Look at David. David was a man after God's own heart, but when Bathsheba came through, he was like, mm-hmm. When he should have been like, yeah, I'm gonna go have a seat. So I don't know. It was just kind of a lot going. It's kind of a lot going on with stuff like that because when Solomon come around, he got wives, he got concubines. That boy got a fleet. Like it's like David liked women a little bit, and then Solomon liked women a lot of bit, and it was bad. Ooh wee. Then we had the live stream special, and the live stream special went well. I had a lot of fun, and we talked about generational curses a little bit and kind of the future of the channel and everything. And then last week was the Jack in the Box secret sauce. Like Jack in the Box secret sauce, like how you overcome generational curses. Well, the first part to understand is that if you under a generational curse, don't lose despair because there's still hope because God said you still belong to me. Now what you do with that is on you. Now what you do with that is on you. Now if we choose to follow God extra hard, then what we got to do is we got to snitch on our sin. Stay in that communication with him. Understand that he God. I said understand that he God above all others. Then we can't choose nothing else because he gonna come get us. Because if you choose if we choose the generational sin, or we choose the stuff that the generational sin makes us do, the behavior patterns that come from that, if we choose another God over him, it's just not a good time. And if we persist in that, it's gonna be a real rough ride. Hebrews 10 said it's a rough place to be in the hands of God. And I mean, just like I put on the caption last week, if you reprobate, them hands ain't all state. Ooh wee. So, but if we are following God and we do seek to do better, we're gonna have bad days, but the bad days shouldn't be systemic. It shouldn't be the behavior pattern. It shouldn't be the status quo. It shouldn't be the norm. But if we do it, if we seek God, if we conscientiously choose God more consistently than we choose sin, preferably always do that, then God's hands are the safest place to be. But we got to keep that communication line up, and we gotta have the faith that God is gonna transform us out of that generational curse stuff. And that's the kind of advice. That's really the advice I would give to anybody suffering with a generational curse. Recognize that God is stronger than what you're dealing with. God is bigger than what you're dealing with. He got sovereignty over what you're dealing with, and he got the power to get you out what you're dealing with. There may be another challenge after that, but God's good for that too. God's good for that too. So The other thing I would say is if you got that kind of struggle in you, be sure to kind of pass that on to the next generation. Like, hey, I had this, I had that. When they get to that certain age, you had that conversation with them and just make sure that they are aware of the challenges that may come across to them. Don't be having no conversation with your progeny when they 35, 40 years old and they hindsight damage and generational curse and already beat them up for 15 years. Don't do that. Have that conversation with them when they about to come of age. That's a coming of age discussion. So we have to have that conversation with the subsequent generation when we have that when they come of age. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the unit. Leave me a comment on how you felt about this unit. If you're getting this on another platform, contact me. The Twitter DMs, the email piece, the Facebook inbox, whatever. It don't matter. If you know me personally, y'all know how to reach me. Let me know how I did on this unit, because I really pumped faked on this unit for a long time, and I apologize for that. But I had fun with this unit. What I'm about to go do is I'm about to go have fun doing nothing. Why? 360-degree ministry is taking the rest of the year off. We taking the rest of the year off. There will be no Christmas post. There will be no New Year's post. Well, not a Friday feature. I might, drop a little line in there, say, "Hey, how you doing? Have a good one," something like that. But nah, we not, y'all. Nah. It's holiday time, and I hope y'all have a good holiday season. Taking Christmas off, taking New Year's Day off. We will be back on January 8th with a brand new unit, Rebellion. Because how can you do generational curses and not do Rebellion? We got to do Rebellion next, right? Well, we're going to do Rebellion next. Rebellion to be on January 8th. And with that said, I love each and every one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And have a great, joyous, safe holiday season, folks.